Welcome to the Chairman's Corner. We're here with Chairman of the Board of Commissioners of Wayne County, Mr. Bill Pate. Sir.
Good morning, sir. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Hope you are.
I'm finally well. It's taken me about 4 months, but I'm finally well.
Well, you sound much better now.
And I'll start coughing now. It's like I told you now, I'm well for the pollen season.
Right. Now you're ready for the pollen season. All right. We've got plenty of tissues here.
On our meeting next week, I don't think it's going to be exceedingly long, but there are some things that we're going, that we do have to get passed and get done, a lot of action items. And Chip's going to come in, start off with, and he's going to talk about the hazard mitigation grant program, and that thing is kind of closing things up with FEMA and all that. And
thank goodness.
Well, he's been really working hard, and I've got another project for him to finish. And I'll talk about that a little while, but I promised I'd give him time to get that done first. And George and him said, "Please, Bill."
This hazard mitigation thing. Now, we had David Harris in here a while back. Now, that's where the homeowner has the option of either selling out or raising the facility.
That's right.
The house, raising it up.
And Chip would have to give you the numbers. I mean, he's read them to me, and I've seen them, but I don't remember the number of homes. But it's a significant amount. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we were hard hit.
And then we'll have some, like we normally do. We have some present use value applications that were late, and that's typical. And generally, if they have a good reason, we don't have a problem with doing that. And Allison promised me the budget amendments would be short, and they're not going to be that many this time.
Thank goodness.
We've got somebody coming in to declaring April as a Donate Life Month. That's organ donors. If you remember, every year to year that lady comes in, and I'm an organ donor, so he goes, if I'm going, what I need them for? Let's try to save somebody else's life.
That's one way to put it.
Well, that's the way I put it. At least it go to good for somebody.
Yeah, there you go.
And then also we'll be declaring May 6th and October 7th of this year as Amnesty Days at the Wayne County landfill.
May 6th and October 7th. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a great thing right there.
Well, it is.
People take advantage of that.
Yeah, well, I do.
I do too. Yeah.
So let's make sure that we do that.
And we'll have detail. We'll get Tim Rogers in to talk about that too. That'll be good.
And over in the Register of Deeds, Judy Harrison is going to give us a presentation on e-recordings instead of electronic stuff, instead of doing the things the old way with writing it out.
Yeah.
So she's moving us into the 20th century.
Well, that would have been in the 1900s, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, she's moving us ahead.
Oh, I know. We're catching up.
It's long overdue, and I'm glad that she's doing that for us.
Well, she's very smart, and she's taking it, as you say, bringing us into the next century.
And we got a couple subdivision plats that we'll be doing, and so that goes to show that we're still growing. Mm-hmm. And we were talking the other day about the number of kids going through our school system, and I said, well, we talk about the northwest part, and I said, well, now they ought to be about over the hump out there now, because we're talking about putting some classrooms there and at Fremont. And I said, that ought to be stabilizing at some point. And it says, well, these subdivisions, one of them's over there. So,
Well, so we're going to continue to grow in that area.
It's still a good thing. I'm not,
now, what are the chances of having to go back and look at those classrooms again, maybe perhaps adding more now? Is it too late for that?
Well, part of the last deal we made with the school system, I think the deal's the right thing to say, but when we will do the metal length thing, we condensed 5 years of their CIP into one.
Capital improvement.
Yes, I'm sorry. I get talking in acronyms. I'm sorry. With the Meadow Lane School, and then some classrooms at Southern Wayne, and a gym,
right,
and air conditioning over there at Rosewood, and I probably forget something. And then on top of that, we were looking to put 22 classrooms in the northern part of Wayne County, either Fremont or Northwest, or a combination thereof. That'll be the school decision, their decision. But we're allocating the dollars to make that happen.
Right.
Because they're on top of each other. If you go out in Northwest, you'll see that there's mobile homes out there the kids are still in. But anyway.
Wow. We are growing here in this county.
Yes, we are. And that happens to be the biggest one. And we were discussing again, the reason why is it's sort of the bedroom community for the Triangle. But still moving. That's true. Moving east.
795 to 64 is really a quicker way to get to the northern Raleigh now.
You can fly.
Yeah.
I don't know why I hadn't gotten a ticket.
We don't want to talk about that.
Okay, let's see here. And we're going to be, I don't know if we're going to talk about that or not, but I'll mention it. Lenore County and Wayne and Craven, we're all right on Highway 70, and we have a lot of aerospace type manufacturing, more so like in over Kinston with Spirit. But we're trying to come together so we can be the aerospace corridor and try to market it that way.
Oh, man.
So we can bring in more aerospace, high-tech manufacturing and jobs.
If there's already somebody here, it would simply make sense that others would come.
And so, I think that's a great idea, and I commend them for getting together to bring that up.
That is a great idea. Now, will WCDA get involved with that?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's Crystal, about. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's WCDA.
Okay.
And then let's see here. And we're still working on our position classifications. The Gerald Lynn, who's our HR director, she says, I'll have this thing finished before I'm retired. But the jobs list, the job titles just didn't match today's jobs.
Yeah.
So she's working on that.
Oh, that's good.
And some of them needed to be at a higher pay grade and that kind of thing. It's not that they're going to get a raise. I'm not telling you that.
Okay, well, that just blows that out of the water, doesn't it? Yeah, I was hoping. I'm kidding.
But we'll be working. We're doing that, and then we got a motion to approve option 2 on a hangar site plan that we'll be talking about.
Out at the airport.
The airport's growing.
Man, it is.
And like I said,
I understand fuel sales are really good out there.
Oh yeah, they've really jumped up since UNC came here.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and we just need. There are people who are asking for hangar space, and we don't have any.
Well, what are we going to do about that?
We're going to build some.
Okay. All right.
You can't, if you don't invest something, if you don't invest, you're not going to make any money.
That's exactly
and of course,
right.
A lot of it's on the 90-10 that we only have to put up 10%, and the federal government's putting up 90%
Okay.
of it.
Well, that's good.
So it's the right thing to do.
That is great.
And then there's the construction schedule for that, and we'll talk about that in the meeting. But another thing I wanted to talk about a little bit as we get ready to move into our budget season, and that's why George has been so busy. And he's getting ready for that. And thank God Craig Honeycutt, our new assistant manager, has started. Yeah. We got some real things that we got to face this year. We've got a lot of projects ongoing, and we'll still have to do maintenance on the things that we have. You're always going to have to keep your house in order.
Sure you do.
So you don't have to spend a lot of money like we've had to do to get caught up. On a national level, you're hearing a big, huge debate in Congress on insurance.
Oh, yeah.
On the Affordable Care Act and the cost and all that. Well, it's real, and it's real expensive. And I'm not going to blame it all on that, but we're looking at a pretty big shortfall already that we already know about. We know we're going to meet with our consultant again, I think it's next Friday.
Now, we're talking about county employee insurance.
County employee insurance.
Okay.
That's exactly right. But it all ties together. I mean, the whole thing,
everything's related.
Nationally, it is. And so, we don't know the exact cost, but it's going to be pretty substantial. The other thing is we know we're going to be starting to pay in some of the debt from the schools next year and the agriculture center. So like everybody does at their home, you have to learn to live within your means. Now, let me be clear now. We are in a strong financial position, and we've got the top rating like we always have.
Okay.
But just because of that, I just want to mention, and I don't want to be negative about it, but I hope people will understand that we're trying to keep our house in order, and I think that's a responsible and physical thing to do.
So it's probably that Wayne County employees are going to take a good sized hit.
Well, I can't say that yet.
There's a chance.
I can't say that yet. Okay. I suspect that on the state level, as the old retiree like me, that
you're a retired state employee.
I'm going to be hit too. So, and I think everybody will. But having said all that, who knows what's going to happen in Congress?
We don't know yet.
And it could change things one way or the other. We would just have to wait and see. Yeah. And I pray our leaders up there do the right thing. Yeah. Because it's affecting everybody all the way down to the local level.
Right. And well, they're working on it.
So let me move away from the negative thing as it is. But something that's good. I don't have the final details on it yet. We've been working hard on this broadband for the rural area.
Yeah.
And we would put out requests for information. And I didn't think we got one back that it was a Band-Aid approach and it would not work.
All right, now when you say we got one back, we're talking about looking
to
fill the holes of internet access.
In the rural areas, like the farming areas and other parts of the county out there, they don't have fiber run to their homes. Right. They can't download big files, and kids in a couple more years. And you heard this argument the other day about school books. Well, the school books are going away anyway, and everybody will be using iPads. Well, if you're sitting, let's say you're down there in Spring Creek, somewhere down there, and you're not going to get much of a signal, and so you're going to have to go somewhere that you can get a signal.
Just to be able to access.
To be able to do the that's exactly right.
Homework.
And we've taken this thing seriously. And going back a couple years ago, when Ray Mayo and I went to Louisiana, we saw a presentation, and I don't want to say it was Washington State, and he and I continued to argue which state it was, but it doesn't matter. That they were facing the same thing, and so what they did was they put requests out, and then they got companies, or a company, I guess, that finally they decided upon, who would use their 911 towers, their water towers, and they have to have one place that they tied to fiber, one place. Right. And then they put repeaters on those towers and shoot and bounce it around. And
that would make the internet accessible to multitudes.
That's right. And what they would do, and you got to understand too, by state statute, counties are not able to be part and have internet systems. We can't do that.
We can't do that.
We can't by state statute.
By state statute. So we have to rely on commercial
That's right.
Commercial companies to do so.
That's exactly right. So what we're going to offer is them to put their equipment on our towers. And we talk to the sanitary districts, and they're willing to do the same. But I think what I read on the one that came in that I really do like is it's patterned after the one that Ray and I saw in Louisiana. Okay. That there's an upfront cost to put the equipment in your home, and then you choose the speed that you need, whether it be $50, $75, $150, or whatever. So this gives an option. The others that I looked at, I was not very enthused about because they're talking about, again, trying to run fiber. We can't afford that. And again, we're prohibited by law from doing it anyway.
That's right.
But I think we're just around the corner, and then I was saying all that FEMA stuff that Chip is doing, as soon as he finishes that up this month, we're going to bring that company in and talk to them. So I think there's a possibility on the horizon.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
If you keep banging long enough,
you're not a hole in the wall.
Well, I knew it was possible, and I know that George, when he was in Kings Mountain, he did it.
Oh, did he?
A system just like we're talking about. Okay. But I was really worried that we weren't going to get anybody who was interested in this, and I couldn't figure it out. Then all of a sudden, at the last minute, we got 4 of them that came in.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's good.
So that's a very positive thing.
Okay. And on that note,
I wanted to give you something good for
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Bill Pate is the chairman of our Wayne County Board of Commissioners, and everyone's invited to the Board of Commissioner meeting, which comes up on the 21st, which is next Tuesday, beginning at 8 o'clock with an agenda briefing, and then the meeting itself will begin at 9 o'clock, and everybody's invited to attend, and it's free of charge.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We could charge admission. No, that wouldn't work, would it? Anyway, Bill, thank you so much.
Thank you.